Hey everybody, welcome back. We're Married to Vinyl. Welcome to another edition of Micro Discographies.
Yeah.
And what is that again, just real briefly?
Well,
Make it micro.
Micro discographies are any band that has a really small discography, and they can have no more than one album. That's not including compilations of their stuff, but
or singles.
Usually,
but the most, yeah.
Usually they're bands that maybe just have a couple of singles and they're done, but no more than one album.
Yeah, we're trying to keep it to bands that hopefully maybe a lot of people would know and never heard of type thing, and maybe you find a new band for your collection that won't take up a lot of space. Yeah,
so today we have a band that we don't know if too many of you are going to have heard of before.
There's not much info online.
Yeah, there
is nothing.
Not a ton of info of them online. There's no Wikipedia page. So
they are on Spotify.
Yeah, you found them on Spotify.
I did find them, so when you...
But yeah, do you want to talk about them? Because this is a band that you discovered way back in the day.
It is, way back in 1991. Let's go way back, everybody.
Oh.
All right, these guys had only two EPs, two 4-song EPs. This was their first one. They are called Headtime. I was such a fan. I didn't need multi-formatting. I bought everything anyway. This is not a multi-format situation. Where there were part 1 and part 2. I just wanted the CD single and the 12-inch. Anyway, called Headtime. I bought this. This is the Have You Heard EP. I bought this at a place called Aaron's Records in Hollywood. Great store, used to be there.
Oh yeah, that was a good store.
Still miss it. They used to have a new arrivals, like import section, and you'd always go check it out, see what's coming out or what's new. This is one of those punts. I was taking punts back then. Never heard of them. This was again their debut single. I saw that it was on Cherry Red Records. I love the cover, and then I always used to check. I'd read everything, like who produced it, who produced what, where bands would record it, whatever. I loved liner notes, still do. This was produced by Richard Formby and Mike Stout. Those guys were big in the shoegaze kind of scene. They produced bands like the Telescopes, the Pale Saints. The two of them were actually in Sonic Boom from Spaceman 3, his first side project after Spaceman 3, called Spectrum. They were in the band. Richard Formby was actually in the Jazz Butcher for a bit, so they have the pedigree. So I would buy stuff based on just on those two names, seeing them on a record. And this one, what would you call it? I think if you like bands like House of Love.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of that shoegaze feel, but it's got that big guitar sound,
chiming,
and it is chiming.
Yeah.
Some of it, I keep saying, it feels like Bernard Butler in
one song
Suede, where he just really takes off, and
they don't sound
like Suede. I do not mean to say that they are a rip-off of Suede or anything, but it just has that big guitar sound and stuff.
Yeah, and I wouldn't call them shoegaze.
No.
Exactly, they're shoegaze adjacent. If you like that kind of stuff, the early 90s kind of shoegazy, again, first album House of Love, I would say, with that real chiming, a bit psychedelic, you know what I'm talking about.
And they got a bit of sitar in there.
Yeah, this one song has a bit of sitar. Their songs are really kind of repetitive, even the way the drum patterns go, they just kind of suck you in. They're really hypnotic, mesmerizing, but they all tend to come to a bit of a climax too. Really cool.
Oh, they're great.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
Again, 1991, and then they had one more single, and this is truly it. They never did anything else. This was from 1992, the Graham EP. 4 more songs, and that's it. We looked up, there's no Wikipedia page, there's nothing. You can't really find anything about them.
And as far as we can tell from looking on Discogs or anything like that, the band members didn't go
they didn't
do anything
nothing else. No, I would have loved that.
It's like, two EPs and done. And didn't you get to talk to Richard Formby about...
Oh, it was Mike Stout.
No,
Do we have time? Is this micro enough? Let's see. Spectrum, the band that was talking about Sonic Boom from Spaceman 3, and these two guys who produced these guys were in that band. They toured the States. I saw them in San Francisco at this real tiny club, like the Kennel Club. Richard Formby was not there.
Oh,
he was not touring with them. And Richard Formby was the big joke. If you look at the cover of the album, my friends used to say I looked like Richard Formby, so look that up. And I kind of agree, bald dude, we all look the same, right? Anyway, we did though, we looked similar. But okay, so Mike Stout was there, he was the bass player at the show, and a friend and I went. We were off in college at that time. We went and saw them, and after the show we hung out. It was like 2 a.m. Sonic Boom comes out, and he was smoking a joint, and he could barely speak. But you know what? He signed everything very, very nice. And then Mike Stout came, and I went straight up to him and I said, "Hey, what's going on with Headtime?" And he looked at me and he's like, "How the fuck do you know? How would you know Headtime?" He's like, "How did you even get the records?" I'm like, "Well, we got cool record stores in San Fran and Los Angeles area, so he was impressed. He thought that was really cool." My friend even told him, he's like, "This guy bought this because your name was on it." He's like, "What?" I'm like, "I would look at the records and all right, whatever." So he told me at that show that it was 92 or 93. That show was. He told me that, yeah, they made these 2 EPs, they weren't getting any traction. I think there was already internal conflict and they broke up. So that was it. I was bummed.
Oh, the internal conflict, the
Internal
death knell
conflict,
of
I
every
know.
band.
So that's all, 2 EPs.
Yeah.
Again, if you like that kind of stuff, bit psychedelic, if you like the Creation Records era, all those kind of bands from the 90s, you got to check these guys out. We'll put a couple videos too, maybe. There are a couple videos on YouTube. We'll put a little playlist to attach, but you can get them on Spotify as well.
And aren't we missing a piece?
Oh, that's right. I didn't even know about that. They were on some small 7-inch compilation. It had 4 bands from 1990, so it was the year before. I never knew about it until I logged these in Discogs a couple of years back. So I'm like, oh crap. So one song, I can't find that online either. I can't find it anywhere. There's no samples. There's no nothing. So I'm going to have to buy it, but it's going to cost like $25 to ship from the UK. I'm like, for one song, I'm kind of annoyed. But anyway, so that's it. It makes a great, like, almost an album, 8 songs. We put them together on a CD, a CDR, and
Yeah.
sounds really good. And I would check them out. Yeah, look at the videos. We'll have a playlist, like I said. Check them out Spotify. You can find their records really cheap online. I bet if you live in the UK or in England or Europe, you probably can find them around the place occasionally for like $1 or something. I wouldn't be surprised. But
it's such a shame because they are really good. I think they are one of those lost classics of the early 90s.
That's a shame. I would have loved to see them, what they would have done next. But yeah. Yeah, let us know if you've heard them. You have either of these singles. Let me know. If you have that first single, you want to give it to me. Let me know. It's one song. It's not really their first single. And yeah, hopefully if you check them out, please do, and let us know what you think about them. And that's kind of it. I think that's more than micro. Hopefully, it's still pretty micro.
Oh, we like the waffle.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed another installment of Micro Discographies.
Yeah, and hope you enjoy Headtime.
There you go. All right. See you next time.
Happy digging. Bye.
Bye.